Hey, man, did you guys do anything wild last week? Nah, me neither. But let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another weekly update. We are rolling through the month of June here, headed towards July and that hot, hot summer. I don't know about where you are, but here it is hot, hot summer. In fact, they're actually like trying to tell us to conserve energy and turn our AC up to 82. And I don't know about where you guys are, but in Houston, we can just give them the big old LOL. So, yes, guys, back from vacation. Yes, it was a wild, wild time. Very, very fun. Don't want to really talk too much about that because I'm going to have a video later talking about that trip, and I just want to just kind of hit you guys with double dose. But let's go ahead and talk about what I did do not only this week, but kind of like the last week plus, because we didn't do a weekly update last week. So let's kind of get into kind of like the last week and couple days here. What am I reading, guys? While I was in Jamaica, I did finish the second half of that House of Pain known as the House of Chains. I did get my spoiler talk number 1 up before I left, but I'll probably be rolling into spoiler talk number 2 sometime soon. I'm not exactly sure when. Haven't had a lot of time to put. So while I was there, guys, I wasn't taking any notes or doing anything. It was just full on chilling, maxing, and relaxing and shooting some b-ball outside of the hood. But yes, lots of thoughts going on about this. If you're on the Discord, you probably already know. But yeah, it's probably my least favorite of the 4 I've read so far. I felt like Karsa's stuff really, really good. Like maybe some of the best he has written in the entire series so far. Everyone else, it's a mixed bag. And we're going to talk about it very, very soon. What else did I read while I was on that beautiful, beautiful island? I read this, guys, in literally like a day and a half there, maybe less. It actually kind of stunned me how fast I rolled through this. I know that Dark Tower books I keep telling everybody they're kind of a wild ride. And they're really, really fun. I said this one really is very much just like the single adventure story of that series, because it just kind of is just straight adventure after adventure. But good Lord, does it roll by so quick. And the cliffhanger ending, I'm glad when I read this the first time when I was 19 years old. Yes, 19. I did it right before Wizard and Glass, as Dark Tower 4 came out. So I didn't have to have that long wait. So I guess I didn't remember the crazy cliffhanger ending that this one has. But God, yeah, this is, on the reread, this is in contention for my favorite right there with Drawing of the Three. It's so good. Blaine is a pain, and that is the truth. Guys, read the Dark Tower. Please, just do it. And then I said, you know what? I'm so far ahead of my schedule right now for the month of June. All I have left at this point is just Poppy War. Do I want to finish that and get back to Houston with 2 weeks left in the month and nothing to read? So I said, you know what? This is why I made my little, hey, if you've got time. And guys, I just gotten way too many recommendations for Project Hail Mary by Mr. Andy Weir of The Martian fame. Not that he's a Martian. He wrote a book called The Martian, in case you guys missed that. But yeah, everyone I talk, I mean, look, they got to tell you on the front, hey, this is the guy that wrote The Martian, just in case you didn't know. But yeah, it's very, very good, guys. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you right now. I don't want to really tip my hand. Look, almost done. I thought I was going to finish it today, but first day back to work after vacation, forget about it. But this is in contention for my book of the year, right there with Shadow of the Gods by John Gwen. It is really that good. I'm not ready to say, oh, it's better than The Martian, but I think it's as good, and it's going to be in the conversation for saying it. Maybe it's better. But if you like The Martian, you guys are going to like this. I'm very glad to hear he isn't a one-hit wonder, which, again, that is just going off of what I heard. I have not read Artemis, but I did not hear very many nice things about Artemis. So that's why I was saying I'm hoping he wasn't a one-hit wonder. And guys, I can very confidently confirm that he is not. I doubt he's going to shit the bed so much in these last 50 pages that I'm going to say I did not enjoy this book. It is really, really good. And I'll leave it there. I'm kind of going to be doing a quick turnaround on a review for that one, because I am going to want to talk about it. I did read a little bit of Berserk while I was there, but it's kind of, I'm mostly reading out in the sun on the beach. It's not a very good place for iPad. So the glare is just too much. Where the Kindle, you can read in direct sunlight. Not a big deal. Hey, you guys watch my Kindle reviews? You can read them in direct sunlight. Did you know that? Anyhow, so I didn't read very much Berserk while I was there, but it's mostly that on the plane. But yeah, so I don't have a lot to talk about there. But let's get into what am I going to read. Obviously, I'm going to finish Project Hail Mary. Then, guys, I will dip into the Poppy War. Lots of people on the Discord already went ahead and finished it because they wanted to make sure they read it before me, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's not all about you, Mike. Maybe it's not, It definitely is not. But a really mixed reception for this on the Discord. Some people saying like it starts way too YA and then it goes completely hard. I think what someone said, I think it was Brent on my Discord who said it went from like it wants to be a YA protagonist, but in like a really, really grimdark world. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. So because right now I'm imagining like Vin from Mistborn, but like hanging out in Adua of the First Law. That's kind of what I'm imagining. So I don't know. I've heard about this series for so long now. I'm not really quite sure what to expect. Then after I finish that, guys, I'm going to dip into my July books, and that's going to be with Lisey's Story by Stephen King. I've been saying Lisey's Story since this book first came out. So when I actually heard Mr. King say Lisey's Story, I was like, holy shit, I'm wrong. But anyhow, this is one I did not read when it came out. That was in my breakup period. You can watch my How I Became a Constant Reader video if you want to know that story about why I did not read it, even though I was still in this book club at the time. That's why I got this cute little small one. But that's a story for another time. But I'm going to read this because I want to watch the Apple TV adaptation, but I want to read the book first. So I thought I'll put it off a little bit, let those episodes pile up, so when I finish it, I can just binge run right through it. Another thing I've heard kind of mixed things about is that show. But I've heard mixed things about this book, too. So maybe that is par for the course. But the thing is, like I said, Stephen King himself wrote the screenplay for that show. So I know it's going to be way more faithful than most adaptations of his go. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know. I'll find out when I read it. He always says it's his most deeply personal book and one of his favorites that he's ever written. So I got to listen to the old man when it comes there. So what's going to happen after that, guys? Am I going to jump right into the next, not Stephen King. I just said this. Actually, the end of the multiverse for that month is Needful Things. So there's going to be 2 Stephen King books next month. Am I going to go that? Am I going to go the next Michael Crichton, which is Sphere? Thought about it, guys. I'm going Demon in White by Mr. Rockio. I put this off for a few months because of Hyperion, which Mr. Rockio said he understood, because that's Dan Simmons. So he was going to understand and let that slide. But here's so many people on the Discord telling me about how it's their favorite in the series. And I'm like, God, you guys are giving me some serious FOMO right now. I thought, hey, you know what? I'll just wait a little bit, and that way I don't have as long of a wait for book number 4 coming out here early next year. So, no, I'm done putting that off. I want to read this because I liked book 1 a lot. I liked book 2 a lot, and just about everyone says this is their favorite in the series. So I can't wait to find out. And speaking of Sun Eater, guys, I do have some news. Mr. Rockio himself, if you don't know, he is on the Discord. Very, very nice guy. And by the way, it's one of my favorite things on the Discord every day is when someone on the Discord realizes that is Christopher Rockio on the Discord. But I do have some news here. If you don't know, the book number 4 is called Kingdoms of Death. It comes out March of next year. Well, you can already see the UK cover. But you haven't seen the United States cover yet, which is these beautiful editions, that everybody kind of freaks out about because they are gorgeous. Just gorgeous, gorgeous art. Well, guys, you haven't seen the U.S. cover yet, but I have because I know things. I know people. But I have seen that cover, and Mr. Rockio and I have got a little plan in place where I am going to be doing a cover reveal for him on the channel sometime here, probably next week if everything goes as planned. And I'm very excited to do that, so I will probably be ready to go into that world, and ready to talk about this cover reveal. And guys, if you don't follow him or subscribe to him on YouTube, please do so. It's just Sun Eater. The channel is called Sun Eater, and he is such an awesome guy. If you want to know more about the series, if you want to know more about the writing method that he does, I always find that stuff really, really fascinating. But great, great human, even better writer. Actually, it's flip it, strike that, reverse it, like Willy Wonka would say. Really, really great writer, even better human, and a big Dio fan, so he is a friend of mine. But guys, let's talk about this week on the channel. Like I said, kind of week plus here. I did dip into my Berserk reviews, and I did the first arc, which was The Black Swordsman. Lots of good feedback. You guys are being very, very kind to a first-time manga reader. I've got to say thank you very much. You really are. You got a couple people who were still like, oh, you're only doing this for the views because he died. I mean, I started doing this before he died. So, I mean, I guess my time machine is still just, a very well hidden secret that I plan to do this. But, like I said, I felt like I gave enough space, respect for Mourning Period. And a lot of people, after I did that, why I decided to read, really wanted me to do the arc review. So that's what I'm doing right now. I did the first arc. I plan on doing the Golden Age here not too long from now. And that one just has a lot more to talk about, guys. A lot more to talk about. So I'm glad I got that one out there. And like I said, most of the feedback was very, very positive. So I'm glad you guys are being very, very kind to a noob on these things. I also did my first of 4 into the multiverse episodes for not different seasons. 4 Past Midnight. The first one was Langoliers, which is an awesome story to read right before you take a couple of international flights, across the ocean. By the way, really, really great plan, Mike. But I think that's a very underrated book. Again, that is one of my favorite intros that I've ever made. Right there, along with Different Seasons. I felt like Different Seasons kind of set the bar. I had to kind of try to meet it. So I know a lot of you guys don't like Stephen King, or you don't watch videos of books that you haven't read. Well, first, all my reviews are non-spoiler, guys, unless it says spoiler talk in the title. So I don't feel like that should ruin anything for you. But you know what? I spend hours making some of those intros. I'd appreciate if you guys just watch at least the intro, so I feel better about how much time I spent on them. I did my review for Eaters of the Dead finally. That one kind of got delayed because I did get sick and got the throat crud there for a couple of weeks. But another Michael Crichton book that I have very, very good things to say about it. I'm enjoying this great reread very, very much, and I'm glad that there are a lot of people still kind of jumping on board with that reread and enjoying things. I felt like some people were still kind of about the writing style, because it is the epistolary found footage kind of format there. But it's just a great, great tale, and it really made me want to read Beowulf again. So there's that. I did my May 2021 book haul, and that is always the most popular video I put. Actually, you know what? I think Berserk's actually beating it right now. But yeah, because that's like over 10,000 views. Book haul's about 7,000 when I record this. But people love them some book hauls. I love you guys that send me stuff so much. I love all you, send me something or not. But I always want to make sure that I give those people the shout out. I feel like that's the best way that I can say thank you for being so kind and sending me stuff with your hard-earned money or Amazon credits or gift cards. It's all money in the end, right? It's funny how you get texts like the whole time you try to, how about that? Yeah, so good times. It's live, baby. I do these live. No cuts. And I did move my, like I said, my spoiler talk number 1 for House of Chains. Here's the thing about this, guys. I haven't had time to read any of those comments yet. Yes, we did have Wi-Fi in the resort, and yes, I did pop in on social media a little bit every once in a while, kind of when you're detoxing from all the liquor you're drinking there, But I didn't really go through any of the comments on the video, so it was just too much to go through. So today, like I said, first day back, we got home really, really late last night. And then I had to go to work at 6 a.m. this morning. So I haven't really had time to do very, very much. So I'll try to get on that a little more this weekend and kind of respond to some of those comments. I haven't had time to look through them yet. So I don't know kind of how it went over with House of Chains. I read the Berserk one because that was literally while we're just sitting in an airport, waiting for our connecting flight. So I got to read a lot of those, but I haven't read any of the comments on the other stuff, and especially not the House of Chains one. So I don't know if the Malazan maniacs or the Mallywhackers, if they're angry at me or not, because I was kind of lukewarm on the second half of that. The second half of that first half of the book, the book 2, but I loved book 1, so I'll be interested in going back and reading that. Let's talk about a little bit of next week plans, guys. Now, I haven't planned anything. Yes, I went on vacation, and I went on vacation. I didn't think about this job, this side job. It's not a job. This is a hobby, guys. It's fun for me. I didn't think about this. I didn't think about my job. I didn't think about nothing going on except I have this amazing view, and I'm not only going to just sit here and look at it, I'm going to look at my book and listen to the sound of waves hitting the sand, because that's what a vacation's about. I was literally exhausted. I needed a break. So it was a really perfect timing for me because I feel rejuvenated. I really, really do. So I didn't do a lot of planning for what was going on next week or this week or next week. I don't even know what day it was today. I was at work until lunchtime before I realized it was Thursday. But you're watching this on Friday, so how about that? This is the future. I'm going to do that cover reveal for Mr. Rocchio if everything goes as planned. This is still something that I'm working a couple things out with the publisher, but we do have the plan to do that. Hopefully next week I'll be doing the Into the Multiverse for Secret Window, Secret Garden. That is the second story in 4 Past Midnight by Mr. King there. Something that a lot of people think they know everything about that because they've seen the movie. you know most of it, but there are still some differences between those, and we're going to talk about that. I'm going to try to do a quick turnaround, like I said, and do a review for Project Hail Mary because I'm really excited about it, and I really want to talk about it while I'm excited about it. You know, this isn't like a Malazan book where you got to let it think, you know, for a while before you do your review. No, this is something you want to talk about, like right away. So, yeah, I want to talk about it very, very soon. If I have time, guys, I don't know. Again, like I said, it's going to be a bit where I'm getting back into the swing of things here. If I have time, I'll try to get that Fall of Hyperion review together that I've been putting off here. And then the last one, I will be doing my off the books for this month. It's going to be a little different than usual. I usually do like some kind of media or something like that. I am going to do, and I'm not a travel vlogger, but it's going to be fun for me because I took lots of really cool video out there. I'm going to be doing a review of Sandals Montego Bay. That's where we stayed for a week and kind of talk about the trip, talk about what it's like to travel right now with the virus that shall not be named. Wasn't as bad as you guys think it might be. I mean, look, airline travel is always going to suck. I mean, it always is. I don't know about where you live, but from the States anywhere, it's always going to suck. You know, like the best you can hope for is it's just an average time. It's usually almost always miserable. But as far as like the things that they make you go through now, all the hoops they make you jump through, not as bad as you might have heard. It's actually quite safe. But again, that's kind of subjective. We'll talk about that. But I'm not going to just talk about that. I'm going to talk about the island. I'm going to talk about everything there. I'm going to talk about what we liked, what we did not like about the resort. And there's not much we didn't like, but there are some things that I do want to discuss and let you know in case you are curious about visiting Sandals, because I think it's I know people make a lot of jokes now because I think Michael Scott talked about Sandals on The Office one time, and so I guess they just thought that meant it wasn't anywhere worth going. No, it is absolutely a place worth going. It is a freaking magical time. It really, really is, and we cannot wait to visit them again. We're talking about Barbados next trip. I don't know, but we are going to talk about that trip. I think it'll be fun. If you have no interest in where I went or whatever, hey, you know what? Hey, that's cool. Give that one a pass, but enough people do want to know about the vacation that I felt like, hey, this would be a good idea for the Off the Books this month. So we are going to do that. Now, guys, we didn't have the TV on very much at all out there because I'm going to do a little bit of TV and movie talk, but I don't have anything to tell you guys about because, like I said, we didn't watch any TV. We didn't watch any movies while we were there. We didn't even turn the TV on. We were out on our beautiful patio or out on the beach or out at a piano bar or a hot tub or something. The whole time we were there, we weren't really sticking to the room very much. And we didn't watch any TV, but we did watch something on the flight. My wife had never seen the movie Ray. That is the biopic on Ray Charles. I guess it's about a good 15 years old now. I think 2004 or 5. Whenever he died. It came out like right after he died, I believe. But she had never seen it. She really likes Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash movie. I'm like, oh, this is kind of the same formula. I think you'll like it quite a bit. Yeah, fantastic movie. I saw it when it was brand new in theaters, and we watched it on the flight, and she enjoyed it quite a bit, as did I. It's a good example of why Jamie Foxx became like a superstar around that time. He won an Oscar for that movie. Very well deserved. Very well acted movie, a very well shot movie, and just a very well written movie. I really honestly think it could have been an hour longer. Because, you know, at the end, it did kind of seem like, okay, we got past this, but, you know, there's still a large chunk of his career we didn't cover. But, yeah, fantastic movie. If you haven't watched it, I love biopics, guys. I don't care who they're about. I will watch them. But, yeah, that one is right up there with Walk the Line as one of the best. So, recommend if you haven't. Now, guys, let's do a new section here. Not new. We've done it before, but we don't do it very much. And that is gaming talk because E3 did happen. Now, E3 isn't the same as it used to be prior to the virus that shall not be named, but, you know, there is some stuff I want to talk about just real fast here, because, guys, I am a gamer. I don't know if you guys know this. I think that of all the games there, I am the most excited for the one that is a 2D side-scroll, and this is, of course, is Nintendo dropping Metroid Dread. This is a game that has been rumored for like a decade now. So all these years later, we're finally getting an official Metroid 5. And if you're curious about that, it's because it doesn't count the Metroid Prime series in the same thing. So the original time, so this is the sequel basically to Metroid Fusion, which came out in Game Boy Advance like in 2002 or something. And it looks just so awesome. I wish they'd do a remaster of Super Metroid like this, but it just looks so cool. And it comes out this October. I will be stealing my kid's Switch and playing that in bed. It's going to be so awesome. Also, the Breath of the Wild sequel that's coming out. Guys, Breath of the Wild, I think, is one of the games of the last generation, without a doubt. I thought it was just phenomenal. I guess it's kind of still this generation. We played it on the Wii U. We didn't have a Switch yet, but so it's on the Switch. So I guess you can count it as this generation. But yeah, it looks just, hey, give me more of the same. I'm down for that. I think Nintendo quietly pulls off a really, really good show at E3 every year, and no one talks about it because they think console war just got to be Microsoft or Sony. They don't think, yeah, Nintendo's still just clubbing the shit out of everybody at every one of these shows. I mean, even since Reggie left, they've still just been kicking ass. So good on you, Nintendo. You know your bread is buttered. Yes, you are aimed at younger audiences, but you know what? People from my generation love? They love nostalgia and Mario and Samus and Donkey Kong. It's always going to give us those nostalgia feels that we love so much, and Nintendo continues to make it very much like a Pixar movie in that, yeah, it's great for kids, but there's plenty that the adults can enjoy too. So Nintendo, keep doing what you're doing. Gotta say, Microsoft had a really, really good show. I mean, obviously, their main competition didn't have a show. So you think, okay, well, did they just win by default? No, I actually thought they had a really, really great show. I've said since there's no more Xbox exclusives because they're putting everything on PC and on the Xbox for crossplay. So I'm like, I don't see any reason why I need to buy the next Microsoft console. I will just play the PC games. But that doesn't mean that the games weren't awesome. You know, I'm not a console wars guy, y'all. So I don't care about that. What I care about is the games. And if you have an exclusive on your console, I'll be interested in getting your console. You know, like I want Horizon Zero Dawn sequel. So that'll be the time where I think, well, do I really want to get a PS5 just for one game? Oh, there's God of War coming out there too? Okay, well, we'll talk about it then. But I'm not going to count anything against Microsoft because basically, like I said, they don't have any exclusives anymore because they're on PC as well. I'm a PC gamer, so that's fine by me. But look, here's all I got to say is I knew them buying Bethesda was going to be a big deal, right? So they did put out the trailer for Starfield, which I've got to say, I wonder if this is part of the acquisition or not, because the thing that Bethesda always did, with all of our gripes about Bethesda, something that they always did that I respected, is they would never show a trailer or announce that a game was going to come out until like it was a few months away. Like I remember they put out Fallout 4 at E3 and it was coming out that fall. They did the same thing, I believe, with Skyrim back in the day. I don't know, it's been so damn long since Skyrim. But the fact that they put out the Starfield trailer and it says November of 2022, I'm like, that's unlike them. But trailer looks pretty cool. Basically, like I said, all it's got to be is Outer Worlds, but actually fun to play. And I'll be happy with Starfield. But look, all I'm going to say about Starfield is it better be amazing for me to be okay with putting off Elder Scrolls 6 this long. Because, guys, Elder Scrolls is like my favorite series, and you've made me wait over a decade now. And we don't even know a name for Elder Scrolls 6 yet. So, Starfield better be good. But look, like I said, no console wars shit for me. I think that is the most childish thing. That's right up there with Marvel versus DC or Stallone versus Schwarzenegger. I didn't even do it back then. You know, that's dumb. That's dumb to me. I'm like, as a consumer, don't you want all of the good stuff? You know, I don't have stock in Sony or Nintendo or Microsoft. I don't care. I want good games. I could care less what console they're on. You can come out with a new console. You got a really good game. I'm going to want it. So, But I will say, I think the Game Pass that Microsoft is doing, that is a game changer. I think that's going to be something that basically probably puts them back on top over Sony eventually. And you can laugh at this if you want. But you guys got to think, hey, the previous generation, no one thought that Sony was going to be knocking off Microsoft after the 360. You may not think that, but that's what it was. It seems like they always flip each generation. It always seems like one of them kind of takes over the other one. You had the PS2, then the PS4, you know, but you had the 360 kind of knocked them off that perch there. So you would think, okay, maybe this is the new, I don't even know what the new Xbox is called. One XD41 something. I don't know. They come up with some really dumb names. But I think that Game Pass is something that's going to be emulated. It's going to do so well for them that you're going to see all the other companies start to have something similar. Because that's just, they're going to have so many day one games. And I think that Game Pass plus Bethesda exclusives, day one, is going to annihilate a lot of the competition. So, again, this might be something you can look back on and laugh, but this is just me looking at this from like a business standpoint. I think Microsoft is really poised to really, really kick some ass in this generation. And that's wild when I'm saying I'm not even buying the console. So there you go. There's no bias there for me. I think that's just really, really just childish. So, hey, if you're like a real big exclusive fanboy, that's fine. You do you. I'm just saying I don't do that. I have no interest. I want all of the good thing. Hey, this thing's awesome. Like back in the day, remember when WCW and WWF, it was still WWF, were like fighting. Everybody's like, oh, this one's so much better than this one. Dude, I didn't care. I was like NWO this hour. I'm like DX this hour. I don't care, man. I want all of the good stuff. And competition. When there is major competition, man, the consumer wins. So give me all the good consoles. Nintendo, keep kicking ass. Microsoft, so keep doing your thing. I am here for it. So guys, that was my week plus. A little long for a weekly update, but like I said, it's a week plus, so we had to talk a little bit more. But guys, that was my week. What are you guys doing? What are you watching? What are you reading? What are you listening to? What are you playing? Drop in the comments and let me know, and have an awesome weekend.